Good morning and welcome to CDE 5. This is a totally asynchronous class, which means that there will be no scheduled times or dates that we'll be meeting. So this is a welcome video to welcome you to the class, and I'm going to be going over a lot of course content and some of the course assignments and the course structure on Canvas, in addition to parts of the syllabus as well. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with the class as you are going to see it online. So you should be seeing this right now. So this is your class. This is CDE 5, where we are going to be learning all about health, nutrition, and safety for young children. So in this course, I'm going to be doing a week of kind of introduction, and we'll be talking about overall concepts of wellness and health. Then we'll spend 2 weeks on nutrition, 2 weeks on health, 1 week on safety, 1 week on mental health, children's and adults. Then we will spend, and also in that last week where we'll talk about mental health, we will also talk about I will review for our final, and then the very last week will be a final. So this is an 8-week course. It goes by very, very fast. The most important thing to know about the class is that you need to be on every single week. When you are on, no, it doesn't matter to me. You can do it at Sunday at midnight. You can do it Monday morning, Wednesday evening. I know many of you are busy with lots of classes, lots of jobs, lots of responsibilities and commitments outside of this class. So it's asynchronous. You can be on and doing your work whenever you want throughout a week, but it does have weekly content. So every Monday morning, around 8 or 9, I will open that week's work. So this Monday I opened up this welcome and introduction, which is for wellness and overall health. So you have a video lecture that you're going to go ahead and watch, and there's also some information and readings to do as well, and then also links to important information. Then this week, of course, it's a Canvas class, so you're going to introduce yourself to the class. This is really important and helpful for us so that we can get to know you a little bit. This is due Friday, so this is the kind of only weird thing within the class is I need to do a roster, and I need to get that into the college very fast. So I need you to introduce yourself by Friday so that I can get an official roster going. Normally, I'll open a week's work on Monday, and it's not due to the following Monday. So you have 7 whole days in order to get the assignments and work done. Week 1's a little bit weird. Once again, I have to get a roster of students who are actually attending the class to the college so that they can report it to the state. So you need to introduce yourself by Friday, but then there is a reading reflection that you're also going to do this week, where you're going to read a chapter in our free online textbook, and then you're going to do a little writing for me by Monday. So I have due dates already up for you guys as well. But this is an example of what a week would look like. So I already have week 2. I'm working on that, almost finalized with that. So we'll have 2 video lectures and pages with all kinds of information about nutrition and nutrients within food. Then you learn a little bit about nutrition planning. Then you're actually going to do a nutrition log on yourself. You're going to track what you eat in order to make sure that you yourself are getting the nutrients that are as important for your body. If this will help you learn more about what children should be eating, then you'll be doing a kind of video quiz. So that is an example of what the weeks will look like. So each week you'll have information from me in video lecture form, and also within just kind of pages with information and links that you should be reading through. And then you'll have 1 to 3 assignments that you'll complete each week. We try to keep them fun, like a nutrition log. You'll do some menu planning. You'll draw some environments. You'll do little video quizzes where you watch a video and answer some questions. So I try to keep it fun and engaging. Once again, since this is asynchronous, you can do it whenever it works for you. You just need to be on every week, because first we're going to learn about wellness, then nutrition, then health, then safety, then mental health. That's kind of our course structure. So you need to learn about nutrition before we can get into health. So it's really important that you get on and you do the assignments when they are due, or get them into me by the time they are due, so we can go on to the next week's learning. I typically do not accept late work unless you have kind of communicated with me that there is something that is stopping you from turning them in early. I don't need like a doctor's note or something like that, but you know, hey, my kid broke their leg. It's been a terribly stressful week. I haven't been able to get on. I'm going to totally understand. If you're having lots of barriers, that's the time when you and I need to figure out what kind of services do you need from the college in order to stay engaged with this class and be able to finish really strong. But for the most part, I don't accept late work. You have 7 whole days in order to get your assignments done. And that should be more than enough. I've paced this so that you're doing a couple of assignments, you're working throughout the week, or maybe all at once, but you should be budgeting enough time for this class that you can get those assignments easily in within a week. I'm going to just point out the very first module that will always be here on Canvas. So the very first module is Welcome Start Here. If you're watching this video, you found it already. The second week is also the work that you're going to be doing this week, and then next Monday, I'll open up nutrition. But within this page on this module is the syllabus. So I'm going to go over that next. But I'd like you to kind of read it, go through it, look at all the policies, in addition to listening to me talk about it. This is our OER textbook, and OER is just an acronym that means Open Educational Resource, which means that it is free. So someone at another college in California has written a textbook for us. So this is a totally free PDF for you, and this will be our textbook. You can download it, or it will always be here in PDF form for you to read throughout the semester. I'll be telling you what chapters to read as we go throughout the class. Remember, this is an 8-week fast-paced class, so we are going to be reading a bit as we kind of make our way through the textbook. If you want to, you can also talk to the print shop about printing it for you. I believe it's $15 to $20 if you wanted it printed. You do not have to. I will never check that you have it. It's totally up to you. Some people like having an actual physical copy of it. It would be too much to print it at like Kinko's or at the library. That would be a lot of money, and I want you guys to save your money. But you could talk to the print shop, and I think that they have the resources to print it. I believe it's under $20 if you want to. Once again, you do not have to print the textbook. It's totally online. This is my email right here. That is a doozy. For whatever reason, Chafee has decided that they need to call me by my full last name, which is hyphenated Crossweight Van Scoik. My parents gave me this hyphenated last name, and then I went to kindergarten, and they were like, oh my God, what have we done to this child? So I've always gone over by Jolie Van Scoik, but for whatever reason, they have to go by my birth certificate name here. You can just call me Jolie. That is my first name. You can click this, and this will take me to my email, or if you look over to the left-hand side of the screen, I am circling the inbox picture with my mouse. If you click that, you can just message me really, really easily. And that's probably best for you. You guys are going to be on Canvas no matter what, doing your work. If you have any questions, if you've want a little bit more support on course content, you don't understand an assignment, all you got to do is hit this inbox and shoot me a message. It goes to my email. I check my email about 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, and then about 4 o'clock as I'm winding down my day. I do not check my emails after business hours, and I do not check them on weekends. Feel free to message me or email me whenever you want if you are working on a Saturday night, because that is the time that you have within your busy week. Feel free. Just know that I'm not going to check my emails and be able to respond to you until business hours, which would be Monday around 8 a.m. If you are going to be a weekend warrior, you're going to be working weekends on this class, that's the only time that you have. Just kind of know that that's a time that I am not working my week. So a best practice for people who are going to be doing the majority of their work during the weekend is to take a look at what I've opened on Monday earlier in the week. So just take a look at the pages, the video lectures. You don't have to watch it, just take a look at it. And then more importantly, read through the assignments. If it's not making sense to you, if you've got questions, if you're not sure how to structure it, or you just wanted a little bit more support, shoot me an email Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'll get back to you. We can kind of set up a Zoom, even if you needed to ask me anything. I'll go over course content with you. Whatever you need, shoot me that message in this inbox, and I can help you. And then you can actually complete it on the weekends. because once again, I only check my emails Monday through Friday. I've got a communication plan as well if you wanted to kind of read that. But another best practice is to email your instructors, especially when you're in an asynchronous class. If you just are kind of struggling, you're not sure what's next, you need a little bit more help with like nutrients, you're a little bit confused about, vitamin D. Why do we need vitamin D? That's the type of thing that you can ask me and I can get back to you, and we can kind of have a conversation or even a Zoom, and I can help you understand it more. So this page will always be here. So if you ever need the syllabus, if you ever need the textbook, if you ever need to email me specifically and not through this inbox, although it just goes to my email, this page will always be here for your kind of support. And so will this welcome video if you wanted to fast forward or skip to the part that you remember as being interesting. Probably wouldn't want to watch this whole video all over again. Also within this welcome start here is I have all of our Chaffey College resources. So we have the Student Success Centers, we have library health services, CalWorks, the police, counseling department, EOPS, if you're a dreamer, an honor student, you want to transfer, transitional services, Panther Pantry, which has been fantastic. So if you were near Rancho Cucamonga, hit that Panther Pantry up, and they have like a mobile one as well, and they have some really, really good food. That's another thing. Make sure that you are checking your emails somewhat regularly. And if you don't check them regularly, have them forward to your work email or your personal email. A lot of the communications from the college just go to your student kind of email, or the email that you have associated with the college. And they have some fantastic things that they give away. Like they had a bunch of soccer tickets, like Galaxy tickets that they gave away last semester. But you only know about like free soccer tickets and the mobile pantry, and sometimes, I don't know, I think they sometimes one time had a raffle for like a $200 Target card. You only know that if you see your emails. So make sure that you check your emails regularly, or you kind of forward that school email to your personal email or your work email, like your Gmail or your Hotmail, so that you can kind of see what's going on. That's another thing that I want to say is I send out announcements every single week on Monday telling you what to do. I give you a whole to-do list. So this is going to be the one that you saw this morning. So it tells you exactly what you have to do. You have to do this assignment. You have to do this. You have to do that. Here's a video. Here's a welcome. Where is everything? I'll also announce my office hours in these announcements. These will be on your Canvas shell when you enter into Canvas every week. And I believe that it also goes to your email. This is going to be helpful. This is going to introduce you to the class. And it's also in this bullet form going to tell you exactly what you need to do for the week. You can either just check it off here, or you can take it offline and make yourself a to-do list, but I try to keep you organized as the class kind of goes on. So once again, I just want to real fast go over the class structure. Every Monday, I will open a new module in the morning. You will have 7 days to watch a video lecture and do between 2 and 3 weekly assignments that are going to support the work that you're going to be doing in class, where I've broken it down into nutrition, health, safety, mental health. Then we'll have a review, and then we will have the final. So that's the structure for the 8 weeks. The most important thing is that you are regularly on Canvas according to your personal schedule, getting your asynchronous work done, and then also that you are emailing me from this inbox whenever you need support in the class as well. I'm going to go to the syllabus where I'm going to go over the policies and information like that, so that you, there we go, share screen, so that you know what my expectations are for this course. So once again, that is my email. You can go to that. And then I've talked about my business hours. I also have a voicemail. It just gets transcribed and goes to my email, and then I will email you back. If you'd like to have a phone call with me, that would be totally fine. But give me your phone number, and I will call you at a time that's convenient for both of us. Otherwise, just go ahead and send me emails. That is the easiest. That is the easiest way for me to communicate with you. Once again, the course description, we are going to be going over health, safety, and nutrition issues relating to children. We're going to go over all types of issues within those 3 categories, and I've already kind of broken it down. We'll go over laws, standards, policies. We're also going to go over symptoms. We're going to look at the environment. We're going to look at the foods we eat. We're going to look at a lot of different issues relating to how we can keep children healthy and safe, and also how we can keep ourselves as people who work with or are around children healthy and safe as well. So go ahead and read through the student learning outcomes as well. But that is kind of the gist of what we're going to be learning through the next 8 weeks. Here are some class policies. Once again, class attendance, you're expected to prepare for and attend class. You need to log on to Canvas regularly and take place through and know about activities and lectures when they are due and submit them on time. You yourself as a student should also make sure that you are aware of your drop dates throughout the semester. Also, sorry, I'm going to do this a better way. I can't get it to view better. Just follow my clicker or my mouse. All assignments are going to be submitted on Canvas because this is an online class. There's no makeup for late work unless you've kind of attained verbal and written approval from me, like I kind of talked about. What is the barrier that is stopping you from submitting your work on time? Is it just, something that's kind of happened, a sickness, an illness, a large life event? In that case, I'm going to understand. Or are we having more kind of systematic issues that me or the college student support services can help you with kind of getting your work in on time? So please continue to communicate with me in a timely manner for any extensions or support that you might need within the class. No late work is accepted during the final exam week, which is week 8 of this class. So I can't accept anything then. I am very, very busy grading finals, grading anything left that is left in the class that needs my attention, emailing with students, submitting grades. So that is a very busy week. So no late work is accepted during that week, except with prior approval. Plagiarism. So if you are copying, pasting anybody else's work, this is Canvas. It has a built-in plagiarism check. So I will know immediately if you just copied and pasted from another source. Specifically online, it's really good at that. It will tell me immediately if you took somebody else's work and attributed it as your own and tried to pass it off as if it was your own. It also will see if another student ever submitted anything online on any Canvas or any other learning platform, even high school Google Classrooms. Canvas, also the plagiarism check on Canvas also finds that. So your roommate, other people trying to buy information or buy term papers, never going to work. Canvas is pretty sophisticated with that and it finds it right away. Most students never plagiarize to that degree. What I see is you are reading something like the textbook or an online article that I've given you, and you cut and paste part of it, and you don't put it in quotation marks and put the author's name next to it. You have to do that because I need to know what was this author's work and what is your own analysis, evaluation, take, or learning understanding of that article that we were reading. So that's what I'm grading on, is your ability to read, understand, identify, describe, and then analyze what I've submitted, what I've given you to read. So I need to know what was the author's work and what was your own work. So just make sure if you're ever cutting and pasting a quote that you put it in the quotation marks, and then that you put the author's name next to it. If you're even paraphrasing, you should say, according to Jennifer Paris, that's our textbook author, and then you could paraphrase what Jennifer said. If English is new to you, you are learning it for the first time or coming back to college or just brushing up, or maybe you never felt comfortable writing in the first place, it just was never really your thing. We have a lot of student support services for you. So many of them are on Zoom too, which is great. You don't even have to go into Canvas. We have writing centers, we have tutors, and we have student support services. So if that is an issue for you, go back to that page that I showed you on Canvas, click the link, get an appointment, and you've got a built-in support system for no money here at Chafee to help you be a good writer. I needed it when I was a community college student. So back 20 something, I'm not even gonna tell you how many years ago, but 20 something years ago, I was a community college student down in San Diego, and I transferred to a four-year university. As I was getting ready to transfer, I had done all of my child development classes. I was getting a 4.0, then I was doing English, doing pretty good, getting like a 3.5. Great student. Then science and math hit, and that's not how my brain works. My brain is very English, history, art, kids, education, right? Science and math, my brain just does not think in numbers, letters, lines, triangles. Science, I kind of did okay. I found biology, animals, zoology, kind of, that was okay. I also learned you got to go to class, take notes, and do homework. And in those cases, I was passing. Math, still not. Going to class, taking notes, it was not getting into my brain. So I went to the tutoring service. Like, I actually lived in the math center for I would literally go to class and then I would go afterwards. I realized that I needed to have built-in time in my week where I just went and got math tutoring. So whatever I had learned in lecture, I hadn't actually learned, and then I needed somebody to actually explain it to me again. And then I needed to practice on the computer on their math programs as well. And when I did that, I got a solid C in math, was able to transfer to a four-year university. I only had to take one more math class at that point, and then I was done, and I don't do any math anymore. But I was a community college student. I had to use those services, and that is what kind of got me through. Classroom etiquette, you're expected to be respectful in your online kind of discussion spaces. Your first discussion, which is the introduce yourself in the first week here on Canvas, has a whole list of what I consider to be respectful conduct online. Go ahead and read through it. I also have a thing on netiquette, which is how you act in an online space, because it's a little bit different. There's no nonverbal communication. So how are you going to be respectful and kind in an online space? Grades, just be aware of the Canvas grades. I also do them offline. Sometimes Canvas is a little bit wrong, and I take them offline into Excel in order to actually calculate them and then submit them to the Canvas. But it's very informative to kind of know where you are, because it's generally very correct on Canvas. So if you're missing something and I haven't, you're going to want to talk to me about submitting late work and getting extensions. If you have turned something in, but I haven't graded it after a couple of weeks, check to make sure that I haven't given you feedback, like I literally cannot download this, or, I've given you other feedback on it as well. I try to, within a week or two of you submitting something, I will try to get your grades back. So if it is due on a Monday, that Monday afternoon, I will start going through my grading. So I would try to get it within 1 to 2 weeks of you submitting any kind of assignment. But keep an eye on your own Canvas grades. Make sure that you are submitting things, they are getting graded within 2 weeks, and that I am not giving you feedback, which is telling you that I can't read something. Disability support, please, if you need in-class accommodations because you have a verified disability, please notify me that you have a letter and I will go through and verify it. This class is designed for all students to succeed. There are no time limits besides those kind of 7 days. So if you need a lot of time because of your accommodation, that's great. It's already built into the class. So the final, any of the quizzes, okay, there are little short video quizzes throughout the class. Those do not have a time limit. You just have to do them within one attempt. So if you need 2 to 3 hours, go for it. You have that time. Also, your assignments, you have a full 7 days in order to complete them. They will be open that long in order for you to kind of complete them. As far as the kind of content of this class, you may only record video or audio of the lectures with the consent of myself, and because you have an official accommodation letter from disability. So if disability has said you can record my Zoom lectures, then you provide that to me and that is okay with me. For everyone else who does not have a verified disability and accommodation letter from the college, you cannot record any of my video lectures. You cannot audio record or video record it. All of the course content, slides, videos, handouts, assignments, exams is my intellectual property that I have created for this class specifically, and you cannot use it outside of this class. You also cannot put it online. That's my next part about social media. You cannot share or post on social media, any social media, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, any of my online lectures or my in-person lectures as well. So you can't take any screenshots or anything like that and save it for yourself. And you also cannot post it on social media. I do not consent to my image or my picture being shared on social media. Content notice. So the things that we're going to go over, so this is like the media of the class, lectures, readings, discussions, topics, is going to be related to the concepts of child development, specifically nutrition, health, safety. We are also going to discuss children's mental health and some of the challenges and issues that might be come up with our mental health. We're also going to talk a little about our mental health because we're the ones that are raising children as adults. We're also going to touch on topics relating to trauma, child abuse, violence, sexuality, and adverse childhood experiences. We're learning about these concepts in order to think critically about them because those are issues that are affecting children as they're growing up and affecting how healthy and safe they can be as they grow up as well. If you ever need to mute Zoom or get off of Zoom because the topic is too much for you, please take that time and space. That's a nice thing about online classes is you can step away as much as you need to and then come back. If you anticipate that you're going to have a lot of significant responses relating to these topics, then you should seek out and put into place a plan for support from the college. We have mental health support. We have counseling support built into the student services that we offer you. And so if you're going to need help working through those kinds of concepts that we might be learning about throughout this class, you should go ahead and do that so that you feel supported and ready to kind of learn about some of the issues that might affect how children are raised, which can include trauma, violence, adverse child experiences, things like that as well. So you're going to do weekly assignments, which should be 20 points. It'll be 2 to 3 assignments each week. So that's 160 points just by coming on each week and doing your weekly assignments. You'll have a final exam that's 40 points. That should be a total of 200. We'll see if that's actually true because like I said, math is not my strong point. Like I said before, this is the course schedule. So the first week is just going to be an intro, your introduction, posts that you're going to do in our discussions. And then your first reading reflection. Then we're going to have 2 weeks of learning about nutrition with built-in assignments, 2 weeks of learning about health, 1 week about learning about safety. Then we're going to review and learn about mental health, and then we're going to have the final exam online. I also copy and pasted all the Student Success Center resources here for you. So if you need the library or the cyber library, the cybrary as we call it, tutoring of any kind, all of these links are on Canvas, but they are also right here for you as well with all the hyperlinks, so you just can click on them as possible. It's really important to me that you are successful in this class. I've tried to make it as easy to kind of navigate online. I've also tried to make it as easy as possible for you to get support and help from me. I'm going to have weekly or bi-weekly or every other week Zoom office hours for you guys where you can drop in and ask questions. But I also want you to know that Chafee has lots of Canvas student support opportunities for you so that you're successful in class. All right, that is it for this welcome video. I will see you guys more online in our discussion post for this week, which is the introduction. Otherwise, please email me or send me a message if you need any support in this class. All right, bye.